the end of it all. I should've stayed home, 'cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart? Oh no, I was doing better alone, but when you said hello, I knew that was the end of it all. I should've stayed home, 'cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart? Break my heart. Break my heart. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart? I would've stayed at home, 'cause I was doing better alone. But when you said hello, I knew that was the end of it all. I should've stayed at home, 'cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart? Oh no, I was doing better alone. But when you said hello, I knew that was the end of it all. I should've stayed at home, 'cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart? Am I falling in love with the one that could break my
I don't want this night to end. It's closing time, so leave with me again. Yeah, you got all my love to spend. Oh, let's find a place where happiness begins. We're gonna dance in my living room, slave to the way you move hurts when I'm leaving you. Ay, just dance in the living room, love with an attitude, drunk to an 80s groove. Ay, we're gonna dance in my living room, slave to the way you move hurts when I'm leaving you. Ay, dance in the living room, love with an attitude, drunk. It's only you, and you know that it's real. So why would you fight or try to deny the way that you feel? Oh baby, you can't fool me. Your body's got other plans, so stop pretending you're shy. Just come on and dance, 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 dance. Oh. Early morning, la light. Only getting up to close the blinds. Oh, I'm praying you don't change your mind, 'cause leaving now just don't feel right. Let's do it one more time. Oh, babe, I'm dancing in my living room, slave to the way you move hurts when I'm leaving you. Hurts when I'm leaving you. Just dance in the living room, love with an attitude, drunk to an 80s groove. Ay, we gon' dance in my living room, slave to the way you move hurts when I'm leaving you. Ay, dance in the living room, love with an attitude, drunk. It's only you, and you know that it's real. So why would you fight or try to deny the way that you feel? Oh baby, you can't fool me. Your body's got other plans, so stop pretending you're shy. Just come on and dance, 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 dance. Oh, dance, oh. Ay, only human. It's only human. Only human. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Only human. It's only human. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name, 'cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your.
Please take your seats. We will begin momentarily. Please take your seats. We will begin momentarily.
Memories bring back your.
I love it when you call me señorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need ya, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. Oh, you keep me coming for ya.
Land in Miami, the air was hot from summer rain, sweat dripping off me before I even knew her name. La la la, you felt like ooh la la la, yeah, no. Sapphire moonlight, we danced for hours in the same tequila sunrise. Her body fit right in my hands, la la la. You felt like ooh la la la, yeah. I love it when you call me señorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need ya, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. Oh, you know I love it when you call me señorita. I wish it wasn't so damn hard to leave ya, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. Oh, you keep me coming for ya.
Back in the hotel, there's just some things that never change. You say we're just friends, but
Please take your seats. We will begin momentarily. Please take your seats. We will begin momentarily.
friends don't know the way you taste. La la la.
Please take your seats. We will begin momentarily. Please take your seats. We will begin momentarily. Join us in welcoming UiPath pre-sale engineer, Polo Perez.
Good morning, everyone. How we doing? If you didn't catch the amazing intro the KeyMark team put together for me, my name's Polo Perez. I'm a pre-sales engineer at UiPath, and I'm here to tell you guys a little bit about our agentic automation product strategy and vision. Now, of course, before we can get into that, I think it's important to tell you guys about who we are, where we've been, where are we going, and why you might want to trust us with your agentic AI automation goals. So we'll start there. We are the automation software company. So UiPath works with over 10,000 customers across 200 regions and/or countries, and we routinely rank as a leader in our robotic process automation and intelligent document processing categories. We also boast one of the largest active community bases for an RPA or an automation platform provider. And really, how we got here is through a problem that we like to call the linkage burden. So UiPath has noted over time, and especially in the SaaS era, we have a large increase in the number of applications any organization, business needs to use in order to operate day to day. This has led to what we call, like I previously mentioned, the linkage burden. A lot of these applications work really well together, a lot of them don't, right? Even specific capabilities or applications within the same ecosystem or platform, for example, don't always do a great job of communicating, talking to each other, and this is where UiPath comes in. We are a company whose core competency can be described as interoperability, right? Independent of application type or coded platform, it's likely that we can automate, integrate, or work on top of it. And so we've worked on solving this problem for our customers through robots. I'm talking software, digital robots, not physical robots, people, models, and then today, of course, we'll be discussing how we're going to introduce agents into that fold. Now, we'll start with the robots specifically, just for anyone who may not be familiar with the robotic process automation space or how these robots work, or just need a refresher. So we have what we call digital robots that emulate human behavior. Now, what does that specifically mean? Well, in short, they're capable of working with a computer, an application, a system in the same way that you, myself, or any other individual would. You can see the screen, think through logic that we provide them, and then execute actions to automate processes, tasks, use cases, you name it, right? And we are one of the pioneers in this space as well. Our ability to automate or integrate with most, if not all, applications, has really put us at the forefront of robotic process automation, which is really only part of the story at this point in time. Now, when you think about automating specific processes, it's important to keep in mind that we're not changing your underlying business application environment. We're really only sitting on top of it. You can think of us as the automation layer on top of your existing environment, right? Whether you have on-premises deployments, SaaS applications, or even homegrown systems, we can always integrate, automate on top of via user interface or API automation if necessary. And so this is what has made us really the name and the leader in the robotic process automation category, but we've grown into a lot more than that over the years. We've added a lot of capability to these robots, some through organic innovation, some through customer feedback, and some through acquisitions that we've made along the way. So here on the screen, you'll see that we have what I would say our core competency, our original three-prong approach to automation. You have the robots themselves, UI automation, and then you have computer vision for any applications or systems that need a little bit more intelligence or a little bit more horsepower for us to be able to automate on top of. Now, over time, we've added capabilities as our customers have either requested them, whenever an acquisition or a merger made sense. And so we've added things such as API automation capabilities. We've added low-code, no-code apps that you can build, deploy, and manage through the same platform. Of course, over time, we wanted to move away from being a true pure RPA player to more of an automation suite. And so what we've added are things such as end-to-end orchestration, governance, and cloud deployments. So we were no longer subject to simple on-premises deployments. We can now deploy faster and with lower total cost of maintenance and ownership. We also added governance, which enables us to manage, schedule, trigger, run the robots and the processes, the jobs that they're executing in a much more sophisticated enterprise manner. This is really when UiPath shifted from a true, pure robotic process automation player into what we would call an automation platform. Of course, we continued to move forward from there, adding additional capabilities that our customers requested in order to ensure that they're running a mature and stable automation program. Things like discovering new automation opportunities, deriving analytics from not only the operational side of your automation program, but the value that we're returning to the business as well, and then enabling continuous testing to reduce risk and remove bugs or any issues that can make it to production. I would say the biggest change in the platform was really when we entered the document processing and natural language processing piece of the platform, simply because as the technology was evolving, UiPath already had some experience with specialized machine learning models and AI, which you'll hear plenty about later today, but we were looking to really improve our expertise and get more hands-on with these technologies. The introduction of these two capabilities drastically changed the trajectory of UiPath. So now, not only were we working with day in and day out with these specialized machine learning models or AI models, but we were an innovator in the space as well. We went from basic template-based document extraction to what we would consider to be specialized machine learning-based extraction for over 40 different document types, including invoices, purchase orders, receipts. More than likely, you name it, we likely have an out-of-the-box model for it, and different languages as well. So this experience right here, the combination of intelligent document and natural language processing, really set UiPath up for what I consider the next big step in the platform transformation, which is the introduction of generative AI-powered automation. Now, while not a true provider or vendor of the space or of the technology when it first came out, UiPath was quick to innovate, quick to jump on the hype of intelligent document processing as well as generative AI-powered automation. So this is where UiPath increased, again, its expertise and its experience with these technologies and was quick to take advantage of it, again, providing the structure, the product and engineering around these new capabilities for customers, businesses, organizations to be able to take advantage of over time. The last piece of this puzzle is really what we're here to talk to you about today. We have UiPath Autopilot, which is our first agent, a generative AI-powered assistant, which is currently available, and then UiPath Agentic Automation, which today is actually coincidentally our big announcement, which will roll out over a slow GA throughout the month of May. And so I know those are a lot of capabilities that we're covering, so I wanted to take some time to organize that for you as it exists today. So everything you see here is the business automation platform. And prior to our big agentic release, this is how we've organized those capabilities. You have the discovery pillar, right? How do we go about uncovering or finding automation potential within your business if you may not be sure where it is, or we've already addressed all of the quick wins. So whether it's from the bird's eye view of your ERP system or any other system of record, we can derive insight from those logs and determine where challenges, pain points, and opportunity may lie. If you want to look at the opposite side of that coin, we can look at the click keystroke level of your individual team members that are executing work to determine where variations, opportunities for automation or process improvement may exist. We're also capable of taking a lot of the natural language that flows through your business, deriving intent and sentiment from that natural language, making it structured data, and triaging it or announcing to the right team that we have a new case, a new ticket to work on, or just keeping the team informed. Of course, we also have an ability to manage and govern all of those specific capabilities for you in a product that we call Automation Hub. Users are welcome to introduce or submit new ideas, which can then be prioritized, managed by the team leading the automation program to determine, hey, what's next for our program or our automation story within our business or our organization. Now, once we have found those specific opportunities, how do we go about realizing or making those gains real? This is what the Automate pillar is all about. We have the capabilities, the tools and technology that your organization would need in order to be able to make true on that promise, right? Whether you need UI or API-based automation, specialized or generative AI, intelligent document processing, or end-to-end process orchestration, the automation pillar provides you with all of the tools that you would need to make those goals a reality. Lastly, and I would say most importantly, we have the operate pillar. So this is all about how once this technology is out in your business, once you have an established automation program, how do we ensure that it's being managed, governed, and ran in a way that's in line with our InfoSec policy and posture, right? Whether it's through real-time analytics, whether it's through continuous testing, flexible deployments, management and governance, role-based access control, you name it, we provide it to you through the operate pillar. Now, I will say this is subject to change here shortly as we are announcing our big Act 2 and moving into agentic automation, and we'll reorganize some of these capabilities into a way that makes a little bit more sense and is a little bit more friendly to new members to the UiPath family or customer base. Now, before we dive into agentic automation, AI, I wanted to make sure that everyone had a good foundation for who we are, what we do. And I like to start with this quote simply because I think it does a really good job of elaborating to the audience, hey, what is the problem we're trying to solve, and how does UiPath approach that problem a little bit differently or uniquely? And so I really like this quote from McKinsey & Company simply because over time, we're going to see more and more vendors jump into the space. It feels like every other day now you're seeing a new company, insert name here, .ai, insert name here, .io, join the fold, whether it be for specific industries, niche use cases, so on and so forth. And I like to remind everyone that it's not always about the individual pieces, but sometimes it's about how those pieces fit together, right? As you introduce agents, as you introduce intelligent process automation into your company, how do we make sure that we're managing it, governing it, orchestrating it in a way that makes sense, that aligns with our InfoSec posture, and in a way that's impactful for the business, right? And that's what we're here to talk to you about today through the lens of agentic automation. And so before we go into the details of what an agent is or isn't, I wanted to take a minute to make a clear distinction on the differences between robots, agents, and why you need both. So you have the robots, right? This is what we've been discussing predominantly throughout the day so far today. They're rules-based. They're not going to do anything that we don't tell them to do. They're super reliable, super consistent, and we're comfortable with robots touching, working with data processes throughout our business because we know exactly what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. Now, the challenge with robots has always been, how do we give them the capability to do more? How do we allow them or enable them to handle ambiguity, exceptions, things that are going to happen within our business, no matter what portion of the business that we're touching? The answer to that question is really agents. So agents are different from robots in that they're not deterministic, they're not rules-based, but they're aligned to a specific goal, right? We would tell an agent, hey, your goal is to solve invoice discrepancies or disputes within our business. Your goal is to respond to customer service tickets and let them know that we're working on specific issues, right? We're not always 100% sure what they're going to do. They're probabilistic in nature due to the fact that they're powered by large language models, and that's an inherent piece of that new technology. But they are really good at handling what I like to call large, dense decision trees, right? So if you think of a process that we've only been able to automate a portion of, or even just a small subset of, agents are really good at ingesting a large amount of data, taking in context, analyzing, and determining what the next best action would be. Now, agents can use robots, for example, if it has determined that, hey, the next best action would be to kick off my invoice processing robot, or kicking off a micro automation through a specific connection or native integration, things of that nature. So again, while they're both helping us automate processes, take advantage of the technology we have available to improve our businesses, make things more efficient, they each have the problem they solve or the role that they play. Slightly different, but again, you need robots and agents in order to be able to automate and improve efficiency within your business. I have a quick example of how we can kind of elaborate on what this means and what this looks like in the design process, not to get too in the weeds on the technical piece, but you can see for robots, rules-based again, right? We have steps, we have logic, rules that they need to execute, points where they need to make decisions, determine differences in data or any analysis they have conducted, and ultimately they can call or create an exception for a human in the loop to come in and resolve. Agents, on the other hand, you can see here it's a much more circular definition, a much more circular pattern, right? We'll give them access to tools, we'll give them access to context, we'll give them the ability to loop in an individual if and when necessary, but their job is more to take in all of the data points, take in all of the resources that they have, the context that we've given them, and make a determination on what the next best action would be for a process or a goal that we've given them, right? So think of logical, structured, if then else robots, and then when you're thinking of analysis and more of that circular pattern, agents. Now with that, I wanted to jump into what we like to call the concept of controlled agency. So here you'll see a graph where we have application reliability on one axis, and on the other we have agents' level of control or autonomy, for example. With robots, we know where they sit, right? We have a high degree of reliability because we always know what they're going to do because we told them to do it. When it comes to level of control, this is where robots tend to falter. We have a little bit of an issue with, hey, if we see a change to an underlying application, or for example, a pop-up window that we didn't expect interrupts a robot, it might not necessarily execute as planned, and thus we have an issue. Then, of course, you have what we call completely autonomous agents, right? So these are the agents, the individuals, the technology with the most amount of control. They are the best at dealing with ambiguity. They are the best suited for handling any type of problem. But again, they're not super reliable because of their nature, right? The large language model that powers them doesn't always give us the same answer, the same response, the same course of action that we would expect. And therefore, it introduces variability and a little bit of risk into the business. And so what UiPath is planning to do with our agentic automation vision is we're actually going to give you what we call controlled agency. We're going to bend this curve between deterministic robots and autonomous agents to give you enterprise agents. What do we mean by that? Well, we want to give you the most amount of autonomy with the least amount of inherent risk by reducing the amount of variability that we can incur through this agent and increasing its reliability, right? And we're going to do this in a couple of different ways. So first, we're going to give you the ability to prompt, fine-tune, and auto-tune your specific agents depending on the use case, the goal, or the process that we have in mind, right? So this will be inherently built into the platform so that when you're creating an agent, you're providing all of these instructions, these goals, these roles in natural language. We can continuously evaluate and say, hey, is this prompt the correct one? Is this going to give us the agent that we expect? Is this going to give us the capability, the production grade run that we want out of this specific technology? Excuse me. We will also give you interactive prompt experimentation, right? So, prompt engineering is a real topic these days because of these new technologies, and no one's an expert quite yet at it. So we want to make sure that when you're building or looking to work with agents, you have the ability to determine, hey, is this a good prompt? Is it not? What can we do to improve it? And how can we better fine tune this agent to make sure that it's doing exactly what we want it to within our business or within the context of a business process? We will also be giving you online and offline evaluations, right? So we want to make sure that we're testing this new technology before we're willing to let it run wild or execute within our business. We want to make sure that we're reducing the total amount of risk that agents will introduce while taking advantage of all of the potential benefit of having them work within our processes, our context. We will also be looking to give you retrieval augmented generation, which UiPath likes to call context grounding. So just like a new employee would need to go through some training, would need to have a standard operating procedure, a handbook to determine what they can and can't do, what it is that we want them to do in a specific instance of a process, agents can take in that same information and use it to make a determination on the next best step or further ground it in the business rules and logic that we need it to. And then lastly, we'll also be giving you testing agents. So we want to be able to test them in a non-production environment, make sure that they're providing the expected result or at least something close to the course of action that we would expect them to. And of course, they're capable of enabling testing for either functional applications or even the agents themselves, right? So an agent testing an agent, a little bit coincidental, a little bit ironic, but in either case, these are the ways that UiPath is going to take what we would typically call autonomous agents, bend that curve and really give you enterprise agents, right? Agents that we know you can take advantage of without introducing any additional risk or any unforeseen circumstances within your business. And so you might be wondering, hey, how has UiPath worked on this before? What experience do we have in this field? And how are we going to make this not just marketing, but product truth? Well, we've kind of already been here before with the release of UiPath Autopilot, which is our first generative AI-powered assistant that we released last fall. And so Autopilot has a lot of the capabilities that an agent would have. You can really think of it as our first agent. In fact, I think our marketing team would prefer that I tell you that it is our first agent. And so Autopilot has the capability to communicate in natural language. It has the ability to be fine-tuned. It can take into consideration context, additional information that you provided in the chat. It has memory to be able to complete processes, tasks, and increase the efficiency of employees all through a natural language interface. We've even, in some instances, as you can see on the screen, have fine-tuned Autopilot to actually serve a specific persona. So you see here that we have it for developers, we have Autopilot for testers, business analysts, and even an Autopilot for everyone. These are the different versions or flavors of Autopilot that we have put together in order to begin releasing these capabilities to our customer base, to businesses and organizations, to increase that efficiency, improve, and take advantage of the AI opportunity before us. Just like agents, Autopilot can take in context, it can take in natural language, it can take in documents, for example, and really augment your workday by providing you more capabilities all through that natural interface that we're all used to. And again, it is an AI-powered agent assistant at this point in time. Now, I do have a quick demo for everyone. So we're gonna let this run. This is an earlier build of Agent Builder, which is the tool that you will use to build and customize your agents. And the context of this demo will actually be invoice processing, which we'll take a closer look at right after the video concludes.
It's easy to get started. We've built a lot of agents for you in the UiPath agent catalog, and you can use these as is or customize them to suit your needs. Here's a pre-built dispute investigation agent that I can use as a starting point, and I can open it up in the brand new UiPath Agent Builder. This is our new low-code experience to build, test, and deploy agents that don't just work, they work reliably and effectively for business-critical processes. UiPath Enterprise agents have 4 key components. First, I can simply instruct the agent in natural language. So I've given it a specific role and a clear goal to investigate invoice disputes. Next, agents need tools to do their job. So I've given this agent access to supplier information in SAP and a parts list reader to research information about mismatched parts. Let's see what other tools are available. Now this is powerful. Our agents can use the entire UiPath ecosystem as tools. So yes, all your activities, all your connectors, the millions of automations that you have all created over the years, even other agents. And folks, these are not personal productivity tools. these are business systems and enterprise systems of record. Thanks to the UiPath ecosystem, no one else has agents with a tool set this rich. Next, I can give the agent access to enterprise context, so it can refer to policy documents and other information, just like a member of my finance team. And this is using the context grounding service that just went GA this week. And finally, we know that sometimes agents will need help. So we've baked this concept of escalations right into the definition of agents. And in this case, I've instructed the agent to contact me over the UiPath Action Center if it cannot find the email address of a supplier. Okay, so let's do a demo. I'm going to give some example inputs to the agent right here about some mismatches, and I can just click run. And the first thing the agent is going to do is create a plan based on the instructions I gave it and these inputs. So let's watch what it does. It started to use the parts list reader tool that I gave it to research information about the mismatch parts. There you go. Now it's referring to those policy documents. And now it started to bring up SAP to look up information about the supplier. And this is unique to UiPath Enterprise Agents because, as you'll note, it's running a UI automation right here on my machine against SAP S4, actually. So now it's back to Agent Builder, and let's look at what happened here. Okay, so what it's saying is that the email address for this supplier was actually not present in SAP. So just like I instructed it, it's now escalated to me to help it go further. So I can go to the Action Center, hit refresh, and there it is. This is the escalation message. I can review it quickly, and of course, I can respond with the email address that's missing. But what's really important is that for this supplier, the agent will not ask me again, because agents have memory, just like humans, and this helps them get better over time. So I'm going to just submit the response here. Okay, back to Agent Builder. So now that we've designed our agent and we've tested it once, you might be wondering, how do I make sure that this agent actually works well in real-world conditions? What sets UiPath apart is that you trust us to work with your business-critical systems, and we know that accuracy is paramount. So we've built this concept of evaluating your agent into the Agent Builder, and you can see that there's evaluation scores that reassure me that this agent is doing its job well. Okay, so now we've designed our agent, we've evaluated it. Next, how do you deploy it? And we're giving you two easy ways to deploy these agents. First, you can just click this button right here, and UiPath will automatically create an app for this agent. I previously did that, and this is a chat-style experience powered by an agent. And you can see I asked a question, the agent responded with a citation, and these experiences can be completely customized. But everybody else has a chat experience. So what more can you do with UiPath Enterprise Agents? Well, our agents have structured inputs and outputs, so you can simply add them to workflows as activities. This means you can create new workflows that are entirely powered by agents, or you can add agents to your existing workflows to make them agentic. So all of those complicated and tedious tasks that could never be automated before can now be automated with agents.
So that was a quick overview of an earlier build of agents. Of course, the product has come a long way, and a couple of things are changing. But generally speaking, going forward, when you have specific subsets of your process, when you have specific complex tasks that we haven't been able to solve with traditional robotic process automation, or maybe just invoking ChatGPT or your large language model of choice isn't enough, we've given you another method, another tool in your toolbox to continue to automate and bring more efficiency and value back to the business. So this is an example of the evolution of an invoice processing use case, simply because it's something that everyone's familiar with. We all know what invoice processing looks like and can all relate in one way, shape, or form or another. And so I wanted to walk you guys through how automating this process has changed as we've moved from robotic process automation to intelligent to now agents. So you'll see here at the very beginning, we have a fully manual process. When we introduce RPA, the robots, these digital workers, are capable of going retrieving specific documents, they can review these documents, and at some point in time, they can even enter information that we're extracting from these documents. Core RPA alone, we're not capable of extracting the data from the document just yet. We're also not capable of making a deterministic decision on, hey, what is the purpose of this document, or who should I take it to? In the next step, you'll see that we're introducing intelligent document and natural language processing. So now when we retrieve a document or an email with a document attached, you can see that we can determine, hey, what is the intent of this email? What is the intent of the document that's been attached? Can we extract data from it, and can that data tell us where exactly we're supposed to go, right? So now we're able to automate the process a little bit further while introducing this concept of human in the loop, right? When we're extracting data or determining intent or sentiment of a piece of communication or a document, we want to make sure that we're doing so at a high degree of confidence and very reliably and consistently. So we have introduced individuals in the workflow to determine, hey, did the technology complete the task assigned, and did it do so correctly, right? So now we're able to automate a larger percentage of that process without necessarily adding additional headcount or increasing the load on our team members that were previously doing this manually. We're able to do a little bit more with less. We're capable of being more efficient. The technology is doing what we expect it to do and impacting our invoice processing time as well as our accuracy and our error rates within the context of this process. Then you'll see when we introduce agents, we're actually capable of tackling the entire process, right? This is what we've been working towards for so many years is, hey, how can we actually only have individuals in the mix for the sake of reviewing the work that is being done by new technology? So now through robotic process automation, intelligent document and natural language processing, and the ability of agents to handle ambiguity and exceptions, we're capable of automating the entire process while continuing to maintain, to Jim's point earlier, that high degree of reliability by having individuals review and double check the work of this technology to make sure that when we make changes to our process, ERP, systems of record, or if we send anything for payment, we're doing so as we expected to, business as usual. We've just now done so with more technology, and we've alleviated that team to focus on more customer-facing tasks or revenue-generating activities. And so really this brings me to the question of why would you choose UiPath for your AI automation or agentic goals, right? And so one of the reasons that we're primed to take advantage of, innovate, and even lead the space is because of the foundation that we've already set as an RPA, as an automation platform, as a automation software company. You've already trusted us to some degree to automate specific processes, have robots touch your business critical systems. You've enabled us or allowed us to process your documents intelligently. And again, all of these capabilities, all of the reliability, the enterprise grade controls will be included with the UiPath platform when you're looking to design agents. You also continue to have native integrated human in the loop capabilities, as you saw in our demo. Anytime we run into an exception, whether it be a robot or whether it be an agent, we are capable of calling upon or creating these exception handling tasks for our people to go in, double check the work, make sure that things are flowing as we expect them to, and there aren't any hallucinations or any poor extractions analysis reaching our business critical systems. We continue to maintain a low code, pro code environment. We are vendor agnostic. And again, you will have end-to-end orchestration capabilities, not only for robots, people, models, but agents as well. And of course, this comes with the benefit of the platform that you're already familiar with, quality and accuracy, flexible deployment, management and monitoring for those controls to make sure that we're deploying this technology in a method that makes sense and aligns with our InfoSec posture. But agents would be incomplete without what we are calling UiPath Maestro, which is our new orchestration capability that we've created not only for agents, but to allow us to be what we call the Switzerland of this agentic AI, this automation opportunity that is before us. So with the process complexity, we already have the ability to automate more and more processes. We've increased the set or the funnel of total addressable use cases through the introduction of agents, through the native integration of these large language models and empowering you to do more. We also have limited visibility, which we'll talk about here shortly when we dive a little bit deeper into agentic orchestration and the new UiPath Maestro capability. And then of course, we're enabling your teams to take advantage of the AI opportunity by giving you AI agentic automation in a controlled, reliable, and consistent manner through enterprise agents. Now, for the limited visibility piece, you'll see that previously UiPath has and does continue to maintain end-to-end orchestration for things such as robots, human-in-the-loop, exception handling tasks, and in some cases generative AI, whether that be embedded in a product or it's an activity in a workflow. But when you introduce agents, it becomes a little bit more of a difficult problem to solve. We are now orchestrating these non-deterministic, these probabilistic entities that will be conducting or completing work on our behalf. And so what we've done is we've taken our orchestration capabilities that everyone is familiar with, everyone has worked with, and is necessary for running a mature enterprise-grade automation program, and we've added agentic AI to it, as well as process instance management and intelligence in order to give you guys a new view of how automation is going to work within your business. Of course, agents were the reason that we made this innovation, that we made this change. But generally speaking, you don't necessarily need agents in order to be able to take advantage of the newfound capability, which we're calling UiPath Maestro. Now, what exactly are we going to enable you to do? Why is it important, and why now? So again, the reason for this change will be that we've introduced agents into the platform, but you don't necessarily need them in order to be able to take advantage of Maestro. So with this new product, we're going to now allow you to work with BPMN, DMN type process modeling. We're going to enable you to optimize, monitor, model any type of process that you're working with. And of course, this will work natively across all different capabilities at UiPath. So independent of whether you're working with robots, individuals, API, UI automation, generative AI, or agents, you will have the ability to monitor, model, optimize your process end to end, all in a single pane of glass, all without ever needing to switch from one to the other. Of course, there are a couple of examples of how we're doing this today already. You can see that we're embedding autopilot, we're embedding some of our pre-built agent templates and some of the process diagrams that we have for the most common use cases or processes that customers ask us to help them solve. And so a lot of these capabilities are already built into the platform. We're simply reorganizing them or moving them to provide them to you in a single pane of glass, where you also have instance management, monitoring, process intelligence, and really can orchestrate every part of any workflow that you may be using any type of automation for, independent of robots, UI, API, low code, no code, and even other agents. And so really, I wanted to conclude on what is UiPath's product strategy, what is our vision for agentic automation, what exactly is it that we're looking to provide the market with? Well, you can really sum it up in these 4 pillars. You have enterprise agents, which we've discussed in this conversation so far today, and we'll be happy to dive into a little bit deeper in the breakout session for those of you that can make it. You also have agentic orchestration through that UiPath Maestro capability, right? Agentic automation would be incomplete without the ability to orchestrate them across your processes, your business, your organizations. And then what we've already been familiar with as UiPath when it comes to being the automation company, right? We're going to continue to give you best-in-class automations in multiple different facets and multiple different tools to continue to enable your organizations to automate anything and everything that makes sense to. Lastly, we're going to continue to do so in a trusted cloud environment, continuing to increase the flexible deployment, deliver faster, and with a lower total cost of ownership and a lower total cost of maintenance. Thank you for the time, and I hope to see a couple of you in the breakout session later this afternoon, if you can make it.
All right, everybody, we'll see you back at 1 o'clock. Lunch is served.
I'm not one to stick around. One strike and you're out, baby. Don't care if I sound